Namaskar everyone and good afternoon. Very, very hearty welcome to you all from me and Shinchita. She won't come on stage, that's what she said, but she's here. So, for the Manch Pravesh of our son Chancharik, or Prithu as many of you know him by. We couldn't be more thankful and more grateful that this is happening. We look around, we see you, we see this arrangement, and we are like, pinch me, is this really happening? Right? After what mankind has gone through over the last 1.5 years, this was a dream, and it seemed to be a dream that was more and more fading out towards an impossibility that could not be done. But then stars line up, and we are so thankful that everything came together, and we were able to kind of come together for this. So, again, very thankful that this is happening. And talking about the stars lining up, we have the stars lining up among us today. We, of course, have among us Chancharik's guru, Srimati Shambhavi Desai, who is the guiding force behind today's evening. Her family is here. Her husband, Pravesh, he had to go to India, but he's there on live stream, so he'll be listening from there with his parents. We have you from the Bengali Association who, have seen him grow up from the little kid to the young man that he is today. And what is life without friends? We have his closest and dearest friends and their families with us today. So, it's really a great, great collection of people. We have people on the live stream, grandparents, people from India listening to it, past BAP members, probably Anindit and Anindo, and some of them probably on live stream. So it's really great to have you all. Music has no language, so of course it transcends all languages, but for the sake of the English-speaking people here, we'll be running the evening not in Bengali and in English, right? So, and our MC for the evening is none other than our favorite Manisha Cletus. I'll be soon asking her to come on stage. But before we do that, she tasked us. She said, before you let me speak, you have to do something. You have to share with everyone a story of when did it all start? When do you think that Chancharik first got exposed to music? Okay? And so me and Shinchita, we sat down, and this is what came to our mind. He was born November 2002. Durga Puja that year was late October, and running up to that date for the last 2 months, we were doing our first Mahishasura Mordini at Chandadi's and Falgunita's house under Chandadi's direction. And every rehearsal we went to, we remembered that all of you, like Chandadi, Ratnadi, Shushmitadi, Nidritadi, Mini, they kept saying, this is amazing, this unborn child is being immersed in all of this music before his birth, and music will be a big part of his life. So we think that that's where it started, right? If Abhimanyu could break the Chakrabuha from his mother's womb. So, and I like that story. It makes me parallel to Arjuna. So I think that's a good story. So I think that's where it all started. So again, warm welcome, and I will ask Manisha to come on stage and run the evening. Thank you so much.
Kolkata, August 2004. It was a typical hot, humid day in the city. A 2-year-old stood mesmerized by a harmonium lying in a corner. He had an idea how it worked, except there was a technical hitch. His arms were too short to reach the bellows. Did that deter a toddler? No, not a bit. He had a creative solution. He just sat on the harmonium so he could easily reach the bellows. A song was born and a singer. Also, the reason he got away with treating the harmonium as his personal chair was that he happened to be at his mamar badi, or his maternal uncle's home. We know how that goes. Everything goes. Mamarwari bhari moja, keel choranai. Even at that young age, it was pretty obvious that the little boy, a.k. Chancharik, a.k. Chancharik, a.k. Prithu, was going to be deeply involved with music. But how brilliant a singer he would turn out to be is something you're going to discover for yourself today. Namaskar, Swagatam, good evening. I'm Manisha Kumar Cletus, and I'll be your MC for Chancharik Mitra's Manch Pravesh. A little bit about Manch Pravesh. Manch means stage, and Pravesh means to enter. So Manch Pravesh is literally entering the stage or a stage debut. It's a major milestone as it marks the solo recital of a student after years of learning Hindustani vocal classical music. Hindustani music is an Indian classical music tradition that took shape in northern India around the 13th century. Like Western classical music, Indian classical music has 7 basic notes, or swar, along with sharp and flat notes. Combinations and permutations of these notes create different melodic scales. These scales are called rags. And as the evening progresses, Prithu will present different rags. Tonight's Manch Pravesh was 12 years in the making, involved rigorous hours of practice, riyaz, dedication for both the guru and the student. An already difficult road was made even more difficult by the pandemic. COVID impacted everything. In fact, for Prithu and Shambhavi, most of the rehearsals were virtual, with all the online technical issues. So we are really blessed to be able to enjoy this milestone today, sitting here in this room with family and friends in person, not via a link. But I'm going to request you to follow my favorite rule of online shows. Let's keep ourselves and our cell phones on mute. The artists, parents, have guru and really worked hard to bring this show for you tonight. If young children in the audience feel a bit restless, please feel free to take them out for a little break. Please note the location of the exit signs. Videotaping, photography, live streaming are not permitted. Please enjoy the concert in the moment so we can celebrate the artist of the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on stage the young student, artist, music graduate, and star of tonight's show, Chancharik Mitra. If you're familiar with the Indian cultural scene in Pittsburgh, you really don't need any introduction to Chancharik's guru, Srimati Shambhavi Desai, a performing artist, choreographer, and an educator in Bharatanatyam, folk, contemporary, as well as Hindustani classical music. Multi-talented Srimati Shambhavi Desai is a Pittsburgh icon. Hailing from a family of artists, Shambhavi commenced her early training in Hindustani classical vocal music and harmonium from the late Sri Madhav Rao Kavi in Vadodara. She obtained a diploma with high honors in classical music from the Faculty of Performing Arts, MS University, Vadodara. Shambhaviji also has a master's degree in Bharatanatyam and commerce. She has been under the tutelage of Padma Shri Pandita Tripti Mukherjee, one of the leading vocalists and gurus of the Mevati Gharana. She's been a Shishya of Sangeet Martan, Pandit Vibhushan, Pandit Jasraj for over 23 years and is currently a senior faculty member and educator at the Pandit Jasraj Institute of Music, Research, Artistry and Appreciation. She is the recipient of the prestigious Kala Gurjar Award from the state of Gujarat and the Mevati Pradip Award from the Pandit Jasraj Institute of Music. She is the founder and artistic director of Sanskriti School of Indian Dance and Music. Shambhiji has been living in the Pittsburgh area for 25 years and resides with her husband, Priyadarshi, and her 2 children, Moha and Ame. Please welcome on stage, Srimati Shambhavi Desai. Think of what you're going to witness now, not just as a graduation ceremony or the culmination of lessons, but the beginning of an artist's journey into preserving his art, promoting it, and passing it on. We begin tonight's program with the Bada Khayal, Rasiya Ho Na Ja, Rag Maru Bihag, Tal Vilambit Ek Tal. Bada Khayal is sung in Vilambit Ek Tal, which is a slow rhythm. The mood of Bada Khayal is serious and emotions are controlled. In contrast, Maru Bihag is a playful combination of romance and loving sentiments. This will be followed by a Drut Bandish, Ayori Sajaniya Man Bhavan, Rag Maru Bihag, Tal Teen Tal. The word Bandish means binding together in Hindi. It usually follows a Bada Khayal. The word Drut indicates a fast tempo. This bandish is composed in Rag Maru Bihag and set in Teen Tal. Most of the pieces for today's performance have been composed by the legendary national awardee Sangeet Marthan Padma Vibhushan Pandit Jasraj Ji.
ni sa sa ni pa ni ni sa sa ga ga re re sa sa ni pa ni ni sa sa ga ga ma ma ga ga re re sa sa ni pa ni ni sa sa ga ga ma ma pa pa ma ma ga ga re re sa sa ni sa ga ga re sa ni sa pa ni 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 pa sa 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 pa ni 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 pa sa 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 pa ni ni pa sa sa pa ni pa sa ni ni pa 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 ni ni sa 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 ni sa ga ma pa ga ma pa ga ma pa रसिया हो न जा रसिया हो न जा गम प गम प गम प म गम ग रे सा पानी सा पानी सा पानी सा नि ध प म ग ग रे सा नि नि ध प म ध प ग रे सा नि सा नि प नि सा ग म ग सा म सा नि ध प सा नि ध नि ध प सा नि ध प म ध प म ग म ग रे सा नि सा ग म ग म प म ग म ग रे सा ग म ग रे सा ग म ग रे सा रसिया हो न जा आ
The next piece is a bhajan or devotional hymn. The word bhajan originates from the Sanskrit root bhaj, which means to revere. A bhajan has no set forms or rules, it is in free form. Penned by Sant Tulsidas, this hymn, Siya Ram Swaroop, speaks volumes of his love for the divine being, Lord Ram. He sings, "Your aura is unparalleled. What water is to a fish, you are to me." Rag Bageshri, Tal, Bhajani Keherwa. This will be followed by a tarana, which is a type of vocal genre sung in medium, madhya lay, to fast tempo. Tarana was invented by Amir Khusro, a 13th century Sufi poet, scholar, and musician, and it has a strong Persian and Arabic influence. Rag Bageshri, Tal, Teen Tal.
सिया राम स्वरूप आगाधरूप सिया राम स्वरूप सिया राम स्वरूप आगाधरूप सिया राम स्वरूप आगाधरूप विलोचन मीनन को जन है विलोचन मीनन को जन है सिया राम स्वरूप आगाधरूप सिया राम स्वरूप श्रुति राम कथा मुख राम गुणा श्रुति राम कथा मुख राम गुणा श्रुति राम कथा मुख राम गुणा किया गुणी राम ही को थल है
Well, you're definitely getting to know Prithu the singer. Let's get to know him better, starting with his name, or rather his many names. The word Chancharik, or Chancharik in Bengali, means Bhromor or bee. We can look at it in two ways. The working bee who's always busy doing something, and the wanderer who goes from place to place. Well, this bee has been going from rag to rag and bhajan to bhajan for many months as he prepared for tonight. A lot of us know him better by his nickname, Prithu. This name is taken from the famous novel Madhukori by Buddhadev Guha. And as for his friends, they call him Chini or Chinch. And they're here tonight to tell us a little bit, or maybe a lot, about him. We were also expecting his piano teacher, Mrs. Hubbard, who unfortunately can't make it here tonight as she's unwell, but Prithu has this to say about her. I started playing the piano when I was 4 years old. Since then, Mrs. Hubbard has not only been my piano teacher, she's also been my close friend. Together, we have explored the world of music. I owe so much of my love for music to her. So thank you, Mrs. Hubbard. I'm sorry you can't be here tonight. Well, coming up now are a few of his friends. First of all, we have Gabriel Gayoso. Prithu has this to say about his friend. Gabe is like the sun, bright and joyful, and everybody orbits around him. Together we stayed up late finishing chemistry labs, we tinkered with robots, and confided in each other when we needed it the most. Gabriel will be attending Penn State's Shreyas Honors College, majoring in mechanical engineering. Gabriel Gayoso.
Changing the world. Such a broad phrase, which many aim for in their own way, mainly seems to aim for big picture goals. To further technology for humanity, helping the countries in need around the world, or simply just becoming greener. However, in viewing such a large scale, many forget that it is the accumulation of small details that lead up to that grand aspect. There's a favorite quote of mine saying, helping one person might not change the whole world, but it could change the world for one person. Chancharik Mitra, on his world to change the world, has already changed so many, including mine. Chancharik and I never spoke much during middle school. That being said, he was always a prodigy in my eyes, with unfathomable achievements, such as skipping a grade in math and placing second in a National Academic Games tournament. Alas, I'd yet to meet the true Chancharik. Fast forward to 8th grade, I'd become good friends with a mutual friend by the name of Adam. I soon began sitting with their group at lunch every day. Although up until this point, I did not personally know Chancharik, there's one commonality over which we shared. He was in my older sister's high school math class. From that moment on, I started becoming friends with Chancharik, as we talked about the pieces of high school information that I got from my sister, and he just got from being there. And we would joke about myself sending messages to my sister through Chancharik. The following year, my sister and I joined Apollo Robotics, the robotics team that Chancharik founded. We would both stay on the team for the rest of our high school years, and it was here Chancharik and I shared our fondest memories. We would often joke around and talk through the meetings as we worked on projects together or our respective assignments, creating many inside jokes and eating popcorn, a team tradition. And it just overall added to our team's culture of what made robotics so enjoyable. We were a team of friends working hard together to get as far as we could while still having fun. After practice at times, while my sister and I waited for our mom to pick us up, we'd play games like Portal or talk about our favorite shows, so like Flash and Haikyuu. It often struck me during these times how easily he was able to just live in the moment, setting aside worries he could not do anything about in that moment for when he actually could. And after some time, that ability kind of rubbed off on me, helping a lot with anxiety at the time. As a member of the team, Chancharik was often very dependable when it came to his allocated tasks, while still making time to help others with theirs. He would spend hours of his own time to make sure the code worked for the next meeting, or to solve an issue that just went unsolved in the last meeting. As the creator of the team, he was the leader. However, it was very open and made it comfortable for people to make suggestions or propose other ideas. He was very approachable with the comforting atmosphere, and that's just how he was as a person. He would listen to you through and through, offering helpful and reassuring advice with nothing but being straight genuine. Beginning in 9th grade year, during my health class together, anytime I seemed down or had my mind busy worrying about something else, seeming distracted, he would always notice. And in those 52 minutes, I would go out feeling much better than I did going in, or I'd just be ready to face that problem head on. It became a running joke between the two of us and Adam that he was a lawyer, a therapist, a badminton tennis specialist, and a pollen allergy enthusiast. The accumulation of this time working together and the built trust we had really shined during our AP chemistry class. This class required a lot of work, as the teacher deemed it to be successful, of course. But, however, it was still a very fun time, because our class was just filled with so many encouraging people, and the teacher who just wanted to make the most out of it. It was her last year, after all. That's not to say it was an easy class, though, as many did struggle, and even the well-scoring students asked a lot of questions. During that time, though, me and Chancharik were a team. We would always sit together during the work periods and work at the problems, checking off each other's answers And even though we were in different lab groups, we would still sit together and help each other on the labs. All in all, I could restate all of my points I made during the speech, but I think I fed his ego enough. And to be frank, I've already said them a lot to him. But what I have not said enough is thank you. Thank you, Chancharik, for everything over the past 5 years. Thank you for the opportunities you've given me and the shoulder you've given me in the crown countless times. Thank you for my memories from high school that I will never forget with you. Thank you for changing my world.
Thank you, Gabriel. Coming up now is Morgan Hunter. In Prithu's words, Morgan Hunter is the kind of friend that has the remarkable ability to say the right thing at precisely the right time. Well, Morgan, your time is now. Prithu says, from Battle of the Books to orchestra to German class, I could hardly imagine my school years being complete without my friend Morgan and them. Graduating alongside me, Morgan will be attending the College of Worcester, majoring in English. Morgan Hunter.
Many like to measure the success of their lives in their tangible accomplishments, the number of awards they hang on their wall, plaques that line their desk, or digits in their savings account. I instead like to measure a person's success in the number of lives they were able to touch and affect during their journey. It is rare you find an individual that is able to let their success speak for them, both on a physical and metaphysical level. Through my experience, Chancharik Mitra is one of these individuals, and it comes at even a greater honor to be able to call him a friend. Chancharik has held many titles over the past 18 years: tutor, mentor, son, friend. When I first met him, however, I only referred to him as my arch nemesis. From the icy glares we would send each other's way in the halls of 3rd grade, everyone was aware of our rivalry. It had stemmed from the courtroom of my very first mock trial. It was my first year in the area and the school district, so in a desperate attempt to get involved with fun new programs, I became a defense lawyer in a fairy tale courtroom case. It was just my luck that my very first interaction I had with Chancharik was in the heat of competition, himself seated at the prosecution table. I can't remember what became of the case, nor the fate of the defendant. However, I don't think it would have mattered. Our rivalry was born, and from that point on, we made it our goals to best the other. How we expected to do that at the age of 8, I don't know. But what I do know is dedication has always been a strength of Chancharik's. Rest assured, it was not long that we shared bad blood. In the following years, we realized what happens in the courtroom should stay in the courtroom, and a beautiful friendship took root where opposition once was. In a funny bit of irony, another competition would be what showed us how well we worked together, as now we took seats as a united front. Here, I was able to appreciate firsthand the tenacity, persistence, and passion that made our first moments together so heated. For the next 4 years, we would compete side by side in our community library's Battle of the Books competition, where teams of 5 would tackle a book list and, after a couple months of preparation, undergo the ultimate trivia test. I was invited into the group, a ragtag team of guys needing a 5th friend with a passion for reading. Working hand in hand, it was my first time that we used our combined will to achieve greatness. That first year, we walked away with a silver medal and a motivation to try again. Year after year, we would compete, and while many teammates came and went, 2 things were always constant: Chancharik's natural instinct to lead and his fierce loyalty for his friends. Well past our shared days of Battle of the Books, he continued to remind me that despite our paths being very different, we would always be able to depend on one another. Whether collaborating on schoolwork or planning surprises for friends, our connection has grown stronger. Now, I am confident that no distance will keep us from being a part of each other's future. Poet Phil Kay once wrote, "A great story has a beginning, middle, and end, but not necessarily in that order. We are all great stories." Chancharik shows me every day the truth in this lyric, that not only are we authors of our stories, but they are all far from over. Because of this, we must seize every sentence and every page, making the most of our beginnings, middles, and ends. Therefore, I thank you, Chancharik, for not only teaching and leading by example and representing the values each of us should use to accomplish our goals, but for always reminding me that even the most intense of enemies can turn into the closest of friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. I seem to be adjusting the mic every time. Everybody who gets on here is taller than I am. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short break for about 10 minutes. Thank you.
Let me take a picture. Let me take a picture. Oh, it's okay. Oh, can you? Sorry.
Congratulations for being a
তোমার ইয়ে আসেনি আনিকা আসছে কাজে গিয়েছিল কাজ শেষ হয়ে ও আচ্ছা অনেকদিন দেখছি
Your 10 minutes are up.
চলে আয় পূজা আছে সবাই আছে তো দেখা হয়ে যাবে
We have a slight change of pace in the second half. The selection of pieces in this segment have a semi-classical base. Chancharik sets the mood with a thumri. Eri mai sham lagyo sangdori. Rag khamaj tal adha. Thumri in Hindi means to walk with dancing steps so as to make the ankle bells tinkle. The musician is given the freedom to fully express himself. This form is thus connected with dance, dramatic gestures, evocative love poetry, and folk songs.
एरी माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे एरी माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे संग डोरे एरी माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे एरी माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे संग डोरे संग डोरे शाम लाग्यो शाम लाग्यो जित जाऊं आरोही आवे जित जाऊं आरोही आवे बिना बुलाए बोले बिना बुलाए बोले री माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे एरी माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे कहानी करूं इन नैना लोभी कहानी करूं इन नैना लोभी नैना 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 लोभी कहारी करूं इन नैना लोभी कहारी करूं इन नैना लोभी कहारी करूं इन नैना लोभी बस कीने बिन बोले बस कीने बिन बोले कुंभर दास प्रभु गोवर्धन धर हंस कर घूंघट खोले हंस कर घूंघट खोले री माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे तेरी माई शाम लाग्यो संग डोरे
With Nojrul Giti, Brocho Gopi Khale Hori, composed by renowned poet, musician and writer, Qazi Nazrul Islam, one of the greatest literary figures of undivided Bengal. He was also known as the Bidrohi poet or the poet of revolution. In this song, Nazrul's pen paints a colorful picture of Hori, the festival of colors. Rag Mishra Kafi, Tal, Teen Tal.
ভঙ্গ আনঙ্গ ঢালো আরো ঢালো রং, ঢালো আরো ঢালো রং, প্রেম যমুনাতে ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, হরি রে ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, হরি রে ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, খেলে আনন্দ নবঘন শ্যাম সাথে, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, হরি রে ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি রে, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি রে, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, হরি রে ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে, ব্রজ গোপী খেলে হরি।
I would like to mention that the two Bengali songs selected for tonight's performance happen to be his grandparents' favorites. In fact, the very first song that Chancharik learnt was from his mother. He was around 3 years old. It was Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore's Ai Tobe Shohochori Hate Hate Dhori Dhori. Rabindranath Tagore is the first Nobel laureate of Asia and the composer of the national anthem of two countries, India and Bangladesh. Today, Prithu sings another timeless song composed by Tagore, Pina Kete Lage Tonkar. Gurudev visualizes the commencement of the final dance of Lord Shiva, the destroyer. The bow of Lord Shiva, the Pinak, has been struck. Rag Mishra Miya Malhar, Tal Datra.
পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার, পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার, বসুন্ধরার পঞ্জর তলে কম্পন জাগে সংকার, পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার, পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার। আকাশেতে ঘোরে ঘূর্ণি, সৃষ্টির বাঁধ চূর্ণি, আকাশেতে ঘোরে ঘূর্ণি সৃষ্টির বাঁধ চূর্ণি বজ্র ভীষণ গর্জন রব প্রলয়ের জয় ডঙ্কার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার স্বর্গ উঠিছে ক্রন্দি সুর পরিষদ বন্দি স্বর্গ উঠিছে ক্রন্দি সুর পরিষদ বন্দি তিমির গহন দুঃসহ রাতে উঠে শৃঙ্খল ঝঙ্কার দানব দণ্ড তর্জি রুদ্র উঠিল গর্জি দানব দণ্ড তর্জি রুদ্র উঠিল গর্জি লণ্ড ভণ্ড লুটিল ধুলায় অপ্রবেদী অহংকার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার বসুন্ধরার পঞ্জর তলে কম্পন জাগে শঙ্কার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার পিনাকেতে লাগে টঙ্কার
We bring the evening to an end on a perfect note with a Hindi bhajan, a devotional hymn devoted to Lord Krishna, written by Mirabai. Mai Savare Rangaraji. I have colored myself in the color of the dark-hued one. The love for Sham is the only truth in the world. Rag Bhairavi, Tal Bhajani.
जग साची माई साबरे रंग राची माई साबरे रंग राची गाया गाया हरि गुण निसदिन गाया गाया हरि गुण निसदिन गाया गाया हरि गुण निसदिन गाया 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 हरि गुण निसदिन काल व्यालरी पाची काल व्यालरी पाची श्याम बिना जग हर लाग्या श्याम बिना जग हर लाग्या जगरी माता कांची माई साबरे रंग राची माई साबरे रंग राची मीराश्री गिरिधर नट नागर मीराश्री गिरिधर नट नागर मीराश्री गिरिधर नट नागर मीराश्री गिरिधर नट नागर भगतर सीधी बाची भगतर सीधी बाची माई साबरे रंग राची माई साबरे रंग राची माई साबरे 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 साबरे साबरे
What a journey. That was just inspired. Prithu, you didn't just put in years of training and endless hours of practice into tonight's performance. You put your whole heart in it, and it showed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Chancharik Mitra. I'm now going to hand over the mic to the lady, the guru, the guide who led Prithu to the stage, Srimati Shambhavi Desai.
Thank you, Manisha. Namaste and greetings, everyone. Preethu, good job. I'm not quite ready to talk anything after the performance, but I just would like to tell you one thing that আমি সত্যি অবাক হয়ে গেছি। So really, I'm not exaggerating because we really didn't have as much chance to practice in person, but just because of Preethu's, I call him Preethu, Chancharik just doesn't, you know. So he is extremely hardworking, focused, determined, and we have seen. So I wish him all the very best in all his academic endeavors. I know music will stay with him. I am not worried about it. Music will stay with him. But I also would like to equally congratulate Kaushik and Shinchita for their hard work, their dedication. I've seen him since, I've seen Preethu, he's been coming since, I don't know, 5-6 years, and I don't know, I have not prepared any speech, honestly, because, you know, I don't follow the speech anyways. So, yeah, so, but I remember him, you know, since, I mean, he was this, you know, roly-poly kid. Shapoy Mashi, can you teach me this? And he would, you know, come with me, and I mean, it's been, you know, I've seen him grow into this confident young man, and I just wish him all the very best for everything he does. Not just music, but in every step he does. I would like to present to him a plaque, which is thank you. It's an award of achievement. So it says, Sanskriti School of Indian Dance and Music presents award of achievement presented to Chancharik Mitra on the occasion of his solo debut, Manch Pravesh, in Hindustani classical vocal music. May he continue his musical journey and reach greater heights. Chancharik, can I have you on the stage, please? So this is just, so music is actually like an ocean, right? The deeper you go, you realize that there is a lot more to be explored. But I'm just, and actually one lifetime is not even enough for any art form, as a matter of fact. But I'm just so happy that he has stepped into that ocean today, Chancharik. I hope you go deeper into it and explore your way through. Congratulations and God bless.
Okay, I don't need any paper for this. Let's meet the silent rocks behind tonight's program, the exhausted and sleep-deprived and hopefully less stressed out parents, Kaushik and Shinchita Mitra.
You know, all of you here know that I'm an actor, I act. It's difficult to keep my eyes dry at this moment. I cannot act. So that's probably something to think about, how to handle such situations. But, you know, we have no words to thank Shambhavi. I mean, Preethu was not just to him a pupil. He was like her son. That's how he treated her. So, you know, so what we'll do is we'll have rather Preethu come in, say a few words, okay, and share his thoughts with you because it's his evening. So I'll ask Preethu to come in.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here this evening and being such a wonderful audience. You know, there's a saying in Bengali by Rabindranath Tagore, Manush piriche kotha khuje khuje, meaning man eternally seeks words to express his emotions. I'm at a loss of words to express mine today. Most importantly, I'm at a loss of words to express my deep gratitude to all of you. And especially tonight, I want to extend many, many thanks to Shambhavi Mashi, without whom this program would not be possible today. This performance you saw on stage today is the culmination of not just the efforts of the past year, but also my guru's teachings over more than the last decade. So thank you again to Shambhavi Mashi, and of course her family, Priyadarshi Mesho and Moha, were very essential to my journey up to this very moment. Thank you so much to the entire Desai family. Thank you. All right, thanks and gratitude. That is the theme of my segment. I want to pay homage to the Bengali community and the gurus and teachers who made my life very special along the way. But before that, I have some very important people I wanted to thank who made my life, and very specifically this program, very special. So, my friends Gabe and Morgan gave wonderful speeches today. I was listening from off stage. So not only did I laugh, I also cried. I laughed and I cried, so a combination of those two. And I was trying to think of a good metaphor to describe what they mean to me. Morgan, you know how important it is to have the right metaphor, the right analogy for a given moment. So here's what I have. If I got the chance to ride on Richard Branson's space flight, I would no doubt bring these two along. They would be there with me the whole way. So if Gabe and Morgan, if you could come on stage, I'd be so happy if you could come on stage just for a little bit. Signature breathtaking, and I mean breathtaking hugs. Yeah. And Morgan, this is for you. Thank you so much. Now, before I go on to thank this community as a whole, I have to pay thanks first to Manisha Mashi first Shambhavi Mashi for everything she's done. Like I said, of course, this would not have been possible without her teachings, not just this last year, but over the last decade. So Shambhavi Mashi, if you could please come on stage, I'd be so honored and so happy.
Thank you, thanks.
And now, of course, our wonderful MC for this evening, Manisha Mashi. All right, so this next part is a bit interactive, so we want to test the audio before we try it out, so. Okay, perfect. Oh. All right, so through the years, I've been to all the Durga Pujos. I've been singing on stage for Saraswati Puja for gosh, God knows how long. I can't remember even the first one. So it's been so many years, and I've performed in so many Bengali drama performances. Now, without further ado, I want to thank this community, the Bengali Association community, for giving me so much. Especially to the gurus who have given me so much over the years through performances and different activities. So rather than me just speaking to the memories I have of the different gurus, I thought I'd rather show everyone. So it's time for something I call Guess the Guru. So I'll show a short clip of a memory from my past, from one of my guru's performances, and you all will have to guess who the guru is. And definitely, I'm going to pay homage to that person. So, without further ado, the first clip. Okay, so any guesses as to who the guru is for this clip? Yes, of course. Shushmita Mashi, yes. Yeah, so under Shushmita Mashi's direction, I was able to first delve into the world of drama. I became everything from the Shikha Mantri to the villain Ravun. There were too many laughs and great moments to recount, as all of you know. I'm so blessed to have Shushmita Mashi's influence in my life. Shushmita Mashi, I would be so honored if you could come on stage and say a few words.
वाह performance, he had to go to the bathroom. He came back and he was telling the hero that don't do anything, don't Shiksha education is very bad and all. So, and the Nara was
All right, so to the next clip. So I know it's a tough one. Which guru do you think this memory belongs to? Yes, yeah, yep. I said it was a game, but I didn't say it was hard. So yeah, as we all know, Kashi Kaku, or as I call him, Papi Kaku, has no shortage of dramas. And I'm very thankful that I got the opportunity to further delve into the world of drama and theater under his tutelage. But there's actually a unique story as to why I call Kashi Kaku Papi Kaku. So at Papi Kaku's house, this was when I was much younger, so Tina Didi actually had a parrot. And the Bengali word for bird is Paki. And I would just love that parrot. So I used to call it Papi, 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 because I couldn't pronounce Paki. It was a tough word to pronounce. And to this day, Kashi Kaku is to me Papi Kaku. So Papi Kaku, if you would come on stage, I'd be so honored. Yeah.
So I will send you the contract for my next Nato.
Definitely.
Hey, 1 second. Kahida. Two. Thank you. Great.
Well, Pitu, I knew that you were a good actor and you have been doing so for so many years. But I didn't know that you were such a good singer. So while I was listening to your program, I was thinking that maybe I will send you the contract for our next Nadu. I need someone who can do the acting at the same time who can sing, and preferably who can dance. So at least 2 in 1. Singing and acting. Great, thank you.
Wow, what have I gotten myself into now? Yeah. All right. So we have the next guru. So play the memory. All right, so any guesses on that one? Yep. Yep, of course, it's Nidri Tamashi. So if anyone recognizes the second clip, that was my long-haired phase, I like to call, because I was in another play, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, from my middle school, and my hair was several inches long, if anyone remembers that period of my life. So I like to call that the long-haired days. So wonderful memory from there. All right, so while learning classical music from Shambhavi Mashi, I was truly blessed to learn the Bengali classics from Nidri Tamashi. Everything from Robindra Songit, Nazrul Giti, and Otul Prasad songs, and beyond. Nidri Tamashi, I'm so thankful for your teachings, and I'd be so happy if you could come on stage and say a few words.
So it was a great experience, right, for all of us to see him perform tonight so well. And Prithu, yeah, it was a great pleasure to be able to teach you Bengali music. And Shambhavi and I, we are both very friends. We are Guru Bahan. We know each other for years. You know, it's like last 20 years. She's like my sister. So it was wonderful to see that Prithu was learning from you, Shambhavi, for classical. And then he came to me for Bengali music. And when he came, he was already prepared because he had the talim, he had the basics. So anyway, so it was wonderful days that you learned quite a few Bengali songs and you showed so much interest. So that was wonderful. So, and I have a message for you that God has given you beautiful voice. You know, we witnessed that tonight. So God has done his part. So now the question is, what did you do for, your voice? So today, through your performance, when you were shining, you showed everyone that you have put your hard work and dedication. Without that, this doesn't happen, right? And this is just the beginning, Manch, Pravesh, or whatever you may call it. This is just the beginning, and as Shambhaviji was saying, that it's ocean of knowledge, and more you know, more you realize. Even in my age today, I realize I don't know anything. So you keep learning, keep showing interest, and I'm sure throughout your life, enjoy music the way you are doing today, and it will be there always with you. So please, share your joy and happiness through music with the whole world. So.
All right, last but definitely and most definitely not least, the Bengali community has not only given me so much culturally, but also academically. My next guru, Arup Misho, was my mentor for a science fair project. So, what did we do? A customizable voice recognition application. Okay, I'll unpack that. You're all certainly familiar with your typical run-of-the-mill voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, or Google. Sorry if I set off any of your phones. That was unintentional, semi-intentional, so. But imagine Kunal Misho going to class and he wants to know the top 5 students from his last exam. So he can talk to them or help them out in any way, and as well as the top 5 toughest questions from the exam. Now, Alexa, Siri, or Google couldn't do that, could they? Or imagine a company executive who wants to pull up the top-selling products from the last year. What would they do? Again, they can't use Alexa, Siri, or Google for their specific needs. They can ask for the weather, but I don't know how much help that is at board meetings. So that's exactly what we did. We created an application that provided customizable voice application for any use case. It was a wonderful science fair project, and I learned so much, and it really fueled my passion for computer science. Thank you so much for all of your help and guidance, Arup Misho. I'd be so happy if you could come up on stage and say a few words. Thank you.
This is a surprise for sure, but first of all, Prithu, congratulations. Just wanted to say a few words. I don't think I deserve any credit for mentoring Prithu. I mean, I just gave him the project topic, and he guided me rather than me guiding him. So I just want to make that clear. He was the one who came up with all the use cases. I just had to provide him with the bare basic resources, and he ran with the ideas, the solutions. In fact, he was the one who was pushing me rather than me pushing him. So again, that kind of tells you the sort of determination and the drive that Prithu has, which is very reflective in the performance today. So I want to wish you the very best moving forward. We all know that you're going to be very successful throughout your life, your career, very, very evident. So congratulations. Yeah.
So I'd like to wrap up with an old African proverb that says simply, it takes a village. And I wanted to thank all of you, the Bengali community, for being my village. Thank you for taking care of me for all these years. Thank you for nurturing me and helping me grow culturally and as a person. I'll now hand off the mic. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Okay, he didn't tell me what he was going to say, and "It Takes a Village" was my line. He stole it, so I'm not going to say it. But truly, it takes a village, and we see the village in front of us. We couldn't be more thankful for, we were composing and compiling all these photos and these videos, and it seemed like 2 decades just went in the blink of an eye, right? So thank you again for everyone for being part of his life. We thank Kamen Bonev, who is here on videography, O'Neill Pro Sounds, who are in charge of the audio over here, Telecafe and Indian Community Center for this wonderful arrangement, and Moha and Aman, who are silently working behind the screen all the time to make sure everything was okay. Okay, thank you so much. And if you're waiting for me to give a speech, the best advice I've got in life is never give a speech when the next item on the agenda is food. So I'll not give that. This concludes the end of the program. Thank you very much. Dinner will be served. Let's get up and socialize. And thank you again. Okay. Yeah, I have tried probably for 2 days, but please take a picture. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get up, let's socialize, and food will be ready. Thank you.
I know. Let's come on.
ওষুধ তোমার কথা হয় কিন্তু ও আসেনি এখনো।
Prithu, all the very best to you. Today you have proved that you have so much grit, focus and determination. And I was just so happy for you, the way you performed today. As I said, it's just the beginning, but this for sure is a big achievement. And I wish you all the very best for your college. Have lots of fun at Berkeley. I know music will stay with you and it's like your soulmate. But my blessings to you today, always, all the very best and love you.
So beta, I don't know, as you know, it's not, customary, and I don't like to say anything to you. So I'll actually say in Bengali. I don't know why I'm speaking in English. So, আমি এটাই বলবো যে if God asked me this, if there's one thing that you don't want to change in your life, in your next life, what it would be, I would just say that, I want you as my son again.
Exactly.
And
That is so
we cannot have been more fortunate, more blessed to have been your parents. You have made us proud, and proud is a strong word. We don't want to use that word, but we are eternally humble to God that
exactly
same
thing. There's no words for
you.
my son to say. We are very lucky that God has given such a beautiful son. I always thank God every step in my life. I think we'll miss him now. He'll be leaving our nest, but I always feel like he's there with us. He's such a beautiful son. I'm thankful to God for that. Nothing else. There are no words to say.
Go prosper.
Exactly.
And,
stay
we won't
healthy.
say about going, but this is about this
is just
evening.
you're starting your new journey, and you'll be happy, successful,
evening.
and healthy. That's all we want from you. That's it. Thank you so much. Love you, beta.
Thank you.
From mom and dad.
Namaste, namaskar. Thank you all so much for watching my performance. It was a very special evening for me, and to be able to share it with all of you, this is a huge moment. Yeah. Of course, I would have loved if all of you, my near and dear ones, could have been here tonight, but I know because of different circumstances, it doesn't work out. Over the pandemic, I've learned one thing. Because of technology, because of this wonderful thing that we have, which is the internet, we can still stay connected. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here virtually and watching me. Thank you. Namaste, namaskar. Thank you.